Hey, party people. Happy Sunday. Now, first of all, I got to make sure everybody can hear me loud and clear. Can you let me know if you hear me loud and clear? That's really important um, as I explain stuff. So please let me know you hear me. Once you do that, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to wait for the comments for a second here, and then we'll talk about this. But I want to make sure you can hear me. Otherwise, there we go. I can hear myself. All right. There we go. Okay, so this is on a slight delay from what I'm hearing and seeing, but this is Bonfire. This is designed by Stefan Feld. If you see a little shaking, it's because I have my arms on the table here. This is a game for 1 to 4 players. We did play it for our live stream on MVM. If you want to see it in multiplayer form, we played a 3-player play. That was 3 weeks ago. Jeez. Um, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I'm going to be playing today against the AI, and there's some good things that are to it, and there's some things that I just not necessarily that excited about. We'll talk about that today because I am going to give my reactions and talk about the game at the end. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know as we go along. I will be looking at the chat. I'll be explaining most of my turns very quickly, tell you some of the strategy that I'm using, so you get an idea of what's going on in this game. Good, bad, or ugly for me, we shall see how it goes. All right, so let's just go ahead and get to it. We're going to go ahead and play some Bonfire, yo. I'm really excited because I've been trying some new things here behind the scenes. We'll see how all this stuff goes. Myrtle Beach, welcome, welcome. Myrtle Beach, I used to go down there. I lived in Greenville, South Carolina, and when I did, I would make my way out there every once in a while just to relax for a weekend. Love that place. So in this game, we are trying to ignite bonfires. This is kind of the theme of this one here, trying to ignite this power. And what you're doing in this game is basically using these tiles, these action tiles that are here. The action tiles will give you these little pieces here that represent your actions. You'll be turning those actions to do some of the things out on the board. You're trying to collect these tiles that have different little missions on them and stuff like that you're supposed to complete. You'll bring that stuff over to your board, and there are 7 slots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots here. Well, you'll place them, and eventually you will try to complete them, which is called igniting a bonfire. Bonfires are worth a certain amount of points depending on the difficulty. And you also want to try to do several other things. There are little tasks that you can complete, and when you ignite a bonfire, you get to kind of do free motions that are pretty overpowered, which is cool. You also get to score points off this, and I'm not going to get into the full point salad until we move through the game a little bit. But you have some things here where you're going to be moving your boat out, and you're going to be paying actions to grab one of these tasks. You see these people out here in the 4 corners? Those people are going to move over here on your board, and they'll move across here to help you get more resources, but they also will come on top of your bonfires and give you points for having them on top of the bonfires as well. These portals as well that are on here, that are on this part of the board, will take actions that add these to our boards. And if they match the bonfire that's there, so this one's a blue one and this one's a blue one, you get points for that as well. So this is a lot of points possible here. But you can't just walk guys into here. These guys can only get across if they have portals, and that's what these little portals are around this bonfire thing. So you have this action where you can move this around, pick up pieces where they are at. You have different options for actions as well. And then you're going to take pieces and add them to your board in these little slots here that are carved out, and they're different for each character. So that's just kind of a basic overview of that. You also have your nodes, which are kind of like your specialists that help you out during the game with actions. They have special actions, so they kind of help boost your actions as well. And then you also have the elders, which are going to score you straight points depending on the state of the game. So that's a little bit of a run overview of the game. Our character, Tom, that we're playing against, has a deck of 8 AI cards. The game will end one of the 2 ways. In multiplayer, the game ends when you have a certain amount of your specialists out here on the table here. And they also, in the AI mode, it has a threshold of 7. So once we have a combination of 7 of these out here between mine and the AI, we will finish the game, and we'll go into an end game mode, which we'll talk about when we get there. All right. But also, if Mr. Tom here gets through his deck 4 times And really what they're going to be able to do, the AI is going to be able to just grab stuff and move the game forward. Like they really are aggressive. Like every time I go through this deck, they're going to grab pieces and start adding that to their timer. And if I don't finish the game and kind of get the end game state going myself in the way I want it to, he's going to start to score points. So we don't want that to happen. That's not something we want to happen here. And there's just things that let them score small incremental points as well. So there's a little bit of a pressure there from the AI. But they also don't score certain things. We'll talk about that, whether that's good or bad, that kind of stuff for me. They will also use their deck, this deck right here, which usually fills in for these cards, which it will. But it also has icons on it that will also allow you to tell you what the action is going to be. And I'll show you that when that happens. Well, let's go ahead and just talk about the last thing on here. When you grab these fate tiles are your action tiles. And what the cool part about them is that they line up in certain ways so that you can get multiple actions of the same type. And you're trying to like match those as well. And there's little other action tiles you can get and other resources and things like that. So it's kind of a cool little system that they have going on here. In the beginning of the game, you start with one of those randomly, and then you can take either the middle one or this one. I just chose the one that I got randomly. And we'll talk about the rest of the actions while we go, because I pretty much take all of them during the turn. There are 6 resources over here. We have some wild tiles for action over here, and then we have my starting actions as well. All right, here we go. I'm just going to play it out. As you can see, the AI does not start with all the guys like I do over here. I have all my guys. They don't. It's just because they have a certain amount for balancing purposes. I am the first player, so let me go ahead and go. My options are I have 2 wilds, so I can take any action. I also have what's called a portal action, but this one right here, I have to be at a certain spot in order to do that. I have cards, and then I also have this portal action as well. The cool part about this is that these 2 right here are wild. I can do anything with, but I also can take 2 of any tile types and just take that action. So I can kind of fill in spots, and that same thing goes for resources. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some cards, because cards help you do stuff in the game and it makes life easier. This one right here though is very attractive. This one right here actually says any of the wilds are worth 2 of the same icon. So I may want to do that one. That's actually pretty cool. So, all right. So what I have to do is pay that little man root. And based on, do I use 1 of this action, this card action tile? If I use 1, then I have to produce 2 of that resource. But if I use 2 of those tiles, that would require me to use both of these. Use both of those, I can pay 1 resource. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. I think I'm going to use 1 and then just kind of get rid of resources. So I'm going to use the gold, which is wild, and then I'm going to use the root, which will be 2. So I have to use 2 resources in that action tile. These just go over here. This is going to go in there. And now I've taken this card. So now when I use this wild, I'm good to go. Like I can use this wild and take 2 of a turn. So that's pretty cool. This gets refilled, and then we move on. The AI flips the card. The first thing they do, and this is what the AI does really well, they get actions and they don't have to worry about resources. So for example, I have one here that says I can take cards. He can take cards from this row depending on the icon that comes up. And just like I had to pay a resource, they use that resource right there to determine what they'll take from this row. There's only 1 of those, but that goes in their stack. And one of the common tasks is to get 6 of them. So, that's something you got to pay attention to. And that's their turn. Their turns are very quick. My turns are not. So let's see here. One of the big things is trying to get ahead of the game with AI. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this wild. And since I can use this wild as 2 of the same icon, I'm going to use it to move to this portal. Let's move this portal here, this bonfire. This gets placed up here. Sorry. You can move it, since it's 2 of those, I'm going to go 1, 2. Okay. And when I do that, now I have a choice. There's an action tile, there's points here, and then there's the actual portals that go outside here. Now I can choose 2 of those 3 things. So I'm going to go ahead and take, I'm actually going to go and take the portal, I'm going to go like big time portal. And then I'm going to go for one of these track paths here. And now I have to do these from left to right. So it actually it takes time to do that. I know the AI is going to do it twice each time through their deck. So I kind of got to speed up to do it before they do. I don't necessarily have to, but that's a thing that you want to pay attention to. So those two come out of there, and then we move on to the AI's turn. The AI, of course, is going to move this, and this is the thing, it's not guaranteed. It's wherever they need to go to get what they need. So it's alter my path. They need this icon up here, so they're going to turn it until they get there. And that one is, where is that? It's over here. So that kind of alters what you're doing. Let's see. So they're going to take this one out of there. All right, any questions when you're here? All right, so it's my turn. And I have more of these, and I want to use them. So let's see. I want to use them, and this is actually only one away. So why don't I just move this again? So I'll move this one more time. I'm going to move this one more time. And I have a choice of getting a resource, which is like this fruit. I have a choice of getting another one of those card actions, which, let's see. This one right here gives me another card. Let me see what that's about. Hold on, let me make sure. And I got this little index back here. It says, when recruiting gnomes, you may pay 1 or 2 resources of your choice instead of the depicted one. Okay. This one here allows me to go +1 with my boat. So wherever I go, I get a +1 for that. I think I might take that card action because I want that card. And then I also want this piece because it's going to extend what I want to do here. And I want to try to do this as fast as possible. The cool thing about this is that as I do these, I also have an opportunity to score that my elders here as well. So I want to kind of pay attention to that. All right, that was my action 1 portal. We flip. Wow. Okay. So they're moving on their race too. So they're going to move around to this. Because they need this piece specifically. I'm going to reach out here. My arms are super long. Don't worry about it. And that's their turn. And their turns are so fast. All right, they're so fast. We'll go through them as we go. All right, I have another portal action. Does this happen to line up with what I need? It happens to line up with what I need. I hate to do the same thing over and over again, but it's lining up with what I need. I also need to pay attention to the resources I need out here. So I'm not going to totally flip and go where I want to go. I should start thinking about that. I know I'm moving here, but I just need to make sure I know what I'm doing because I'm starting to look at these tasks out here because I want to go get them. And I need to have those resources. I got rid of my gold, so that is a problem. But I think I'm just looking at where's the green stuff. The green says there's a couple of these out here that seem sort of attractive, but not too much right now. This one actually says I need to have 3 of these blue. I need to have green and red. I think I'm going to just take the extra action tile. And then I'll also take this one right here, this portal that I need. And I hate to one-lane it, but I just kind of happen to get all these portals, and the things are they happen to line up with what I need, like at this point. So let's do it. Okay. So now we have the AI has a card where they are going to take, and this is, like I said, this is very simple. They're going to take this card action, and what it says is I'm going to flip one of these cards, and I have a man root, and it's going to look at, this one says, look at these islands out here. So these islands have these little tasks on them. And I'm going to be looking at the 2 islands with the man root on there. They actually have one that's they have 2 of them that are dedicated to each resource out here. So I have a man root island out here and a man root island out here. And it tells me to take the lowest of the 2. I just want to make sure I'm saying the same, actually the same thing. Take the task of the lowest point value of the 2 islands. Yeah. So I'll be looking at these 2. The lowest is going to be this 2 right here. They're going to automatically flip theirs. Okay. And when they take the lowest, they just move, they take all right, and they take one of these spaces and move it on the high console. So they just kind of put it out there. They also get 1 point for doing so. So it kind of progresses the game for it when they get that spot. And you don't want them to have those on there before you start doing your things. You can only have a total of 7 out here. So that's important. All right, my turn. I have quite a few options, but I still want that card out there. This card feels special to me. It really does. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this card. And as you can see, I'm really doing the card stuff very early, just because it really helps a lot where your destination's going. So I only have one of these cards. Hmm. Hmm. I do have one of these. I would need 2 of those resources. So I need to spend this card. Actually, let's do 2 of these. This will equal 2 of the cards. And then I'll play the 1 blue resource that's on the card to gain this. And this gives me +1 movement on my ship. So that's, it only moves 1 space at a time, and I want to make sure that's true. Whenever you place at least 1 action tile to move your ship, you may move it an additional time along this routes. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. So now I have 2 of those. It's actually a very, very good option to have. We flip over to the AI. The AI now is going to go through these portals, these little walking paths. And what they do is when they're on my board, they help the guys when they walk across to a certain spot. There's a resource right there. But they also match these bonfire spots right here. And when they do, you get points for that, for lining those up. I'll say, so we got to flip over a resource. And that's going to be the wild red fruit. And there are none right here. So therefore, they don't take anything. All right. That's a good thing. All right. I'm going to try to lock a bonfire. Let's see. These actually have some good combos on them. So I might want to start going out there, but I have to have the resources to buy what I want. And part of that is actually going out and going out there. So I think what I'm going to do, the first time in the game where you go out and get these tasks, it costs you 1 action. After that, you have to pay 1, 2, and 3 actions to move to the different spots as you move across islands. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to move all the way out here. And I'm only doing that because I see the blues here and I see some blue ones out here. Although weaker, they also have some pretty easy actions on it that I think I can complete. I also wanted to check one of these real quick. Hold on 1 second, y'all. This one just says 3 resources of a type. Have the 3, okay, have depicted resources. That's not hard either. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to play my boat. I'm on a boat, and I get to move this anywhere for the first time. So I'll move to this island here. Actually, I'm going to move here. This seems so easy. This seems so easy. And I can go to that island next. I like the points on it. So what I have to do once I get there is I have to use this action. It's a little kind of bonfire task grabbing action. So what I do is I pay that action, and I have to pay the resource that's on the island. And I have these little tiles right here. Those tiles are the other resource I have to pay. So I have to pay 1 of these greens, and I can choose 1 of these to play. I'm going to play this wild fruit here. And what that does is it allows me to take this. It's going to be put on 1 of these slots here. I'm going to put it right here. And then we're going to also put that tile there that claims it. Now, there just happens to be other things around here that will say, hey, if you have something on a green island and another shell, guess what? You get, you can fulfill 1 of these. So you got to watch the combos that happen in there. All right, AI, very quick here. So what they're going to do now is grab 1 of these angel-like characters around the board, and they just take them. Okay, so they just take them. If they get up to 5, then they get to take this task. So it's something that you got to be aware of. And they just take anyone. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to let them do that. All right. getting down to nothing here. Getting down to things that I don't feel like are important right now. I don't have resources. So that's pretty much going to be it for me. So what I'm going to do is, I think actually I'm going to take this portal action again. So I'm going to use that, move over here. I get a gold resource, and I get one of these green portal things here, these tiles here, and I want one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That means I get a gold resource, which is anything, and then one of those. We move on. They are going to look at whatever island, 2 islands that are green, okay? And they're going to take the highest point values of this. And this is where it starts to get ugly, because now you start to see what they're going to get for points at the end of the game. And as they start lining things up, you're going to have to worry about how bad the points are. So they have 8, and I have 0 right now. I have 0. They have 8 points banked. They only have 1 point. I have 0. Okay. This is going to be their last action of the deck after this one here. So now I know what the pace of the game is, and I can choose to kind of, determine my path. Now, one of the free actions I could do is I can discard down to one of these tiles and then grab a fate tile, which will give me a refresh of my tiles. But I kind of want to keep my stuff going as long as I can. I could change any of these 2 tiles into 1. I really like my options with these cards. I really do. Trying to figure out how I'm going to line these up. So yeah, once you take these tiles, you're kind of like lining these up to kind of match up the icons, and it's important how you do that. So I'm kind of like contemplating, do I start that stuff right now, or do I wait and see how it plays out? Because I have the option of these 2 tiles right here, and I choose one. One of them is kind of not lining up the best for me, and I'm trying to decide if that's something I want to push towards. Something's telling me to do it, and I don't want to do it right now. Although this card up here is very enticing. That's the one where you have, let's see here. That seems very enticing because it tells me extra points. I can tell that plus 2 points. What is it? Come on, where are you at? Plus 2 points. You gain 2 additional points when you're recruiting an elder. I kind of want that card. But I would need 2 of the card action. Tell you what, I'm going to get this first. So I'm going to take this first. And that way I get my blue. I'm going to get a blue. And I'm paying attention to that because I can get over here and get this if I wanted to. I'm going to move that out here. I actually realized I'm not sure if I had to. Ooh, connected to your previous path. I'm going to do a solo mulligan on this one. My one solo mulligan and move that over. All right. Solo mulligan is a thing where I take a turn and I retcon it and go, I would have done that instead of this. It's my one that I get again. All right. So this tile gets replaced out here. Ooh, and it's red, of course. That's the one I want. All right. Hopefully his last action isn't to take a tile with that. Of course, it's a take one of these tiles. And what is it going to be? Please don't be blue. It is blue. Oh my God. So we got to look at this resource that's on here. And the resource is this one right here, the blue. And this tile happens to have that blue on it. I wanted that to add it here so that these match. But no. That ain't how it's going to work. Okay. So it's my turn. I'm going to shuffle these cards here. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't know. What do you think about the game thus far? What do you think about the AI? Let me know how you feel. Because we're felding out. Okay. I want these shuffle. I don't want them to get moving on this tile thing. I'm moving pretty good at a good pace here, but I want to beat them to it. One, so I could kind of get that this out here first. Whew. All right, so my next action is I could take this one. I could ignite a bonfire if I had what it says on there. I don't. Um, or I can do the fate tile thing, which I'm going to do. And the one I was looking at is because, and I'll tell you why I'm looking at it, is because I'm kind of ahead on getting these out here. I have 3, and then I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. And this is what happens when you line these up with the matching ones, you get additional actions tiles of that type. The problem is, the one I really want is this one right here. Just trying to think of what I could do that really, really is attractive. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not going to try to AP this too much. So what I'll do is I'll take this one. And this is going to go here like this. All right. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so what that's going to do is now my purples are lined up. Oh, sorry about that. All right. Now my purples are lined up, so I'm going to get 2 of those. 1, 2. I also get this green one, which is the ones for the path tiles. I didn't realize I missed that. And then I'm going to get one of these, I call them holy guys here. And what that does is it allows me to take these characters, put them on my board when I get to that island, or it allows me to make them move a certain amount of actions depending on what tiles I spin, how many of those tiles I spin. But that's my action. The AI it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I had my 1. Okay. All right, here they go. So the first thing they're going to do is move this to the next one they need, which was this one. So they have the other one, which is right here. They're going to take that. Let me get my butt up, reach over there. All right, and that's their turn. Okay, so they're tied with me on that one. But the cool part is this is right next door. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move and use my action. And I'm looking at, supposed to flip that over. I'm looking at these resources that I need to do things out here, because I got to have a matching resource for the island, and then I also have to have another resource that's over here. But this wild tile, if you remember, is 2 actions of the same type. So I think I'm going to take that one, and then I'm also going to take one of these that I need. So I'm just really trying to beat them in a race to get to here, so I have less to worry about. But I don't want to ignore bonfires. I can't ignore that. I can't ignore having these that match up, those types of things. And I also need resources. All right. Yeah, that's my turn. Bink. All right, so now, this is unfortunate. They're putting their stuff out there. So they're going to go to the 2 islands that I pick here off this icon, which is the fruit and the fruit. And they're going to pick the lowest of the 2, which is going to be 3 points. They're going to add that to there. And then they're going to put one of their guys on there. They can put it anywhere. And these spots are not blocked off. What they are is when you get a bonfire, you kind of get the most overpowered action of them all, which could be get a card, go to any island, move this to wherever you want, grab any one of these paths that you want. This one just gives you wilds and 2 gold, which is any resource, that kind of thing. They're going to get 1 point as well. And then that is their turn. And I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget. Yeah. Place the task in the bonfire face up on the next free space of time in clockwise. All right. Time gains 1 point. So he's got a lead on me. He doesn't have those pass up there, which is good. We have the same amount. I have 2, he has 2 up there. What am I doing? I'm just looking at what I can do. The next one of these that I need is this icon over here. So that's all the way over here and over here. I know he has another one of those types of cards in there, and that's one of the things that you know in the game. You know that there's 2 of each type of the actions here. So I know there's one of the actions where he's going to take one of these things. I know there's 2 of the actions where he's going to grab one from the lowest and one from the highest. It comes down to the flip of these cards. Here's the deal. I could do this. Just trying to think of, do I care about these matching or do I care about them syncing up? All right, cards. These portals, grabbing one of these guys in the Jesus poses, moving one of these. What do I really want to do? This is wild. This is very attractive for me. Well, what I'm going to do is move one of my guys out there. So I'm going to play this right here. And what that does is it either allows me to move this one space, or if I was at an island with them, I could take one of these and put it on my board. But for right now, I think I'm just going to move them here. And when I move them at the spot, there are resources right there next to them. I stop here, I get a gold resource. So now I have resources. I need to make sure I have them because I'm going to need to spend them as well. All righty. And they're going to grab a path. I'm going to flip the card, see what they have. It is going to be the blue. Is there anyone out here? No, there is not. I'm going to take one so I can get some variety there. But I think they may take it from the top. All right. Nope. Okay. Huh. What am I doing then? I kind of want those on there. So it's like, I kind of want these on there. I'm kind of also a little worried here. So I'm gonna take this one right here, get the card that I want. So that is 2 of those. And then I'm gonna take, because I need a green, I'm gonna take this. All right, so now, anytime I take these elders, which I'm gonna work on, and I'll talk to you when that arises, I get a total of 2 extra points. So each time I take those, I get 2 points plus whatever I'm doing. That's important. So there you go. AI flips. They are going to do the same thing they did last turn. Let's hope for something different. They're going to take the man route, and they take all the path tiles that match that. So they have 1, 2 of these. All right, so they got 2, and now they have 4 of them. You don't have to match them up, but what you do have to do is add them clockwise to wherever you're going. So they have a total of 4. They're kind of right here. Okay. All right, and we replace those. Come on, red. Yeah. All right. All right, we got some red. Okay. Now I'm really worried about resources. So let's get a card out there. Ooh, that's what I need right there too. Ooh, that's what I need. That's what I need. Okay. So I'm going to take this. I'm not going to take the path action. I'm going to use these 2. Or actually, no, I have. All right, so I want to take this card action. In order to take the card action, I can do this and pay 2 resources. Now I have no resources. So I think what I'm going to do is take this card and then pay both of these resources because this matches it. And now I have 4 cards. This one right here is going to give me double. So whatever I land on one of these, I will look at that resource and get double that resource. Okay, so now I'm kind of full on all the stuff I'm doing here. I've really, really kind of extended myself. I've probably done some wasteful actions here, but we'll see how it pans out for me. All right. Hey, Alberto, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me today. Here we go. Now they're going to be looking at the islands with the flowers on them. So this one and this one. And they're going to be deciding which one is the highest. So this one has a 7. Oh boy, this one has an 8 on it. Oh jeez. They got a lot of points waiting here. And I haven't chased anything here. I think I'm going to change that. I think I'm going to change that. But first, I'm going to grab one of these path tiles. And I'm going to grab this one right here. It's going to be red. It matches up with this. So when I do finish that bonfire, I will have something that matches, and that gives you more points at the end of the game. AI is going to do, what, fill that up? All right. AI is going to grab one of the things they need. It is going to be this little triangle thing. They're going to move right here, take their triangle thingy. And now they have now they match things up. So now if their workers were to go on the path and catch up, they'd be able to go in there and help them score some points. I'm a little worried about that now. They've kind of caught up to where I was. And did they help me out at all? They did not help me out at all. All right, so I'm going to go back into my fate tiles. I have 2 choices right here. Just so as a side note, at the end of the game, when you finish, if there were any of these left, you get 3 points for each one of them. So now really I'm looking for what will match up with what I want at the end of the game here. And I'm kind of in a pickle because this portal could have helped me out if I had these lined up as well, like this. These 3 portals. By the way, there are actually things out here that say, hey, if you match this pattern, like this one has 3 greens touching reds, that's important. You want to pay attention to those things. And I haven't necessarily been paying attention to those things. This is the part where I need to get good at. But I'm gonna go ahead and chase this portal stuff because that's working out for me. The portal strategy seems to be working. And now as I land this right here, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get one of those. It covers it up. And like I said, it could be gold. It could be gold in some spots, or it could be one of the wild action tiles. I'm also, since I've lined 3 of these portals up and I've been chasing them, like I said, I'm gonna probably start using them for other actions, by the way. I think I'm gonna start using them for other actions. So I'm gonna get 3 of those. There's actually an action. It's actually a reward tile that I can get out here if I have 5 of them. I think I might do that. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to go out there. Maybe I'll go out there and get it. All right. And then I get 1 boot. All right. That was quite the action there. All right. Here we go. Let me make sure I got all of them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One of these. One of the boats. And then under that. Yep. Okay. Because that's 7 points. So I think I'm going to be chasing that. All right, let's do it. I wonder what that one is. This white. Okay. I think I'm going to go to this island and really work on it, but I need resources bad. I need resources bad. Right now I need a fruit and a man root. That fruit's out here. Man root is nowhere to be found unless I get another guy out here. All right, here we go. We have one of our little, I'm just going to go in clockwise motion. I don't think I grabbed this one last time. So now they have 3. Once they get to 5, they get to fulfill one of these common tasks. So that's something I need to be aware of. Let's go. We got actions to take here. Now my first action will get me closer to where I want to go, but not necessarily where I want to go. I kind of want to I think what I'm going to do, trying to think of what's the best course of action here. looking at my next set of tiles. It's really important how I deal with this. I kind of have to have what I need here. That stinks. Just trying to think. This one says I have to have 5 of this action, so I would need like for this to line up, plus have one of these left to fulfill it. I don't know if that's necessarily too good of an option for me. So what I will do though is try to target this. I only need to get 2 here. I think what I'm going to do is move there. So I'm going to use my boat, move over to this island, and then I need to pay to pick this up. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, put it here. I'm going to take 2 of these so I can fulfill that ability to do that. I'm going to grab one of these portals and put it right here. Maybe there. Maybe there instead. Yeah, I'm going to put it there instead. That way it'll that way I know I have a chance at fulfilling it, and I can have it line up with one of those. Let me make sure, though. I can place that wherever I want. I don't know why I'm forgetting that. Where are you at? Grab a task. On any. Okay. All right, so that was my turn. All right, so now they are going to go. I need to start fulfilling bonfires, so I need to actually have some of these resources. I can't just wait. I really can't wait. I can't afford to wait. I have none. Oh, when I went here, I didn't complete the action. I grabbed this, and I didn't pay the resource. I don't have those resources. I can't take that action. I can't even take that action. I just realized that. I can't even take that action. Because I don't have the resources, guys. That's not good. So what do I do to make this worth it for me? I could do 1, 2, 3. That would get me wherever I want to on here. That's not necessarily the best thing to do. Oh, whoops. That 5 is mine. This one is not. All right. But I could move this guy up here. Move him there. That gets me something, but I don't have like the resources that I want. I also I really just don't like the fact that I don't have resources. So I'm going to start using this bonfire here to get resources. And I'm going to have to move to spots that I think are going to work out best for me. I have 2 ways of building resources. One, I can get these guys and then move them out here on these spots, or I can move in the portal and start grabbing resources instead of actions, which is what I think is going to happen here. So I'm going to place 2 of these, move 1 spot, 2 spot, and then I'm going to take the green resource. I'm going to have to like build these off of actions. Actually, I'm going to pay 3. And that way I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I will get a gold, and then I'll get this piece here, which is what I really want to do. All right, that would be turn. So we flip over. He is going to take this action, and he's going to grab the shells. He's going to get both of them. So now he's flying to one of these tasks that are on here. And I am probably not going to catch up to him, which means I got to worry about how I'm going to score points. Because once he can't complete the task, he starts to score points. And he gets 3 points per one of those he completes. All right, so what's my move? What's my move? These get replaced. 1, 2. Okay. Huh. What's my move? I kind of want to follow suit, but now I'm a little worried here. What's my next one? My next one is this shape right here. Oh no, it's this one right here. Cool part is that I have this wild that gets me 1, 2 there, and then 3 there. There's a reason why I'm doing this. It's because I'm so worried about them getting first to that action, this common task. But the problem is that they're going to get the other one, which just says they have to have these pieces all around. They're one space away from doing that. All right, and then they're going to receive 1 point. Now we're going through their deck. Here's the problem. The end game is going to be triggered in 2 ways. They are going to, in this end game state, it's not the end game. The end game state is going to be triggered in 2 ways. Whether there's 7 of these out here, or he has all of his tiles over here. And that's important because now we know it's a ticking timer. I'm running out of actions. I'm just kind of waiting things out to happen. I'm going to bonfire right now so I get points, but he has several things that he can do to score to finish off this game. It's not like I'm rolling in points here. I got problems. Okay. So I am going to bonfire. I don't see any reason why to wait. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I move this off of here. And now what do? I need cards. I need paths. I need a lot of things. I know I'm going to chase this card right here. So that's important. But I could use this boat thing to go wherever I want. That's kind of important because now I can possibly knock out. You know what? I'm actually going to grab this one over here. So I think I'm going to take the boat. I'll move the boat, and I will move the boat over to this island. Okay. Now, when I'm at the island, I can take that bonus action. So I'm just. Is that what resource is that? Oh, I need that resource, huh? That's fine. Where's the fruit at? I got enough to make it there. So, all right. All right. Jeez. I've made this so tough on myself. Okay. I made this so tough on myself. All right, man. That's okay, though. It's okay. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. That's the end game state. Okay. Let me make sure I pull that off. All right. So that's the end game state. Okay, now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out there. Okay, now what happens is now we have this action happen. It happened on their turn. I think it. Let me make sure. Hold on a second. I actually haven't had it happen on the off turn. I haven't had that happen on other people's turn. They take their turn. Let's see. And then they're going to get their check. They're going to get their check, which is going to put them here. Now I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look in the comments. And look this up. And I think it's supposed to happen on my turn. But now we have this end game state. The cool part of this is a stack of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What happens is we go around, and it goes down to 1. I can pass, jump out the game, and get the points according to where we're at. So if I say, oh, I'm done now, I'll just take this 5, and I'll have 5 points at the end of the game. But what will happen is we keep going, all right, until it gets to the end. So the AI is going to score points for not being able to fulfill certain things anymore because the common task is done. But they're going to have several that they pull off. There's going to be quite a few here that they're going to start pulling off. So I got to really just kind of figure out how I'm going to get points. So on my turn, and this is going to be 5. What does a player do? Okay. Yeah, all right, bro. Um, need 3 of these. That's 5 points. I need 2 of the fruit. That's 5 points. All right, this is what I'll do. I'll do 2 of these to move twice on this. It's going to give me 1 blue, and then I'll take one of the praise dudes. All right. That's my turn. Play goes to the AI. They flip. All right, so now they are able to do this, aren't able to do this action because it's full already, and they fulfilled the common task. So they're going to get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's their turn. That really stinks because it's going to like keep happening. I need to get one of those fruits, but I'm going to go ahead and bonfire right now. So I'm going to bonfire, and that is going to allow me to do something that what do I want to do? I think maybe I grab one of these guys. I can't use the boats anymore. I could use one of these tiles to get actions. I could. They're worth points at the end of the game, though, so maybe I don't want to use them. But I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to grab... If I grab a card, I'm 1 away. Yeah, let me do this. I think this is my only thing. I'm going to grab one of these tiles, this fate tiles, and I'm going to just, I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these fate tiles. And the big reason why I'm doing that is because I have this tile that can hook me up with several actions. All right, so I'm going to put it right here. That's going to give me one of these double action tiles. 2 cards. I want to get some points. Here we go. 2 cards and another poser dude. All right. Well, sorry, we're on 4. All right, we're on 4. There you go. So now 4. They need a tile. They don't get a tile because they can't do it. They fulfilled that task. They get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now they're starting to lap. Oh, whoops. All right. Ooh. What is my move? I want to get these cards. So what I'm going to do is play this 2. I'm going to pay these 2. And then I can pay 2 of any resource to make it wild. I'm going to take this one here. That is going to give me points for all these little portals I have. I have 7, so I'm going to get 7 points. And here's my little fight back here. All right, so that's 7 points there. All right, here we go. So now they're going to take from one of the spots here. They actually have one of those left, so we're good to go here. They have 2 of them. And now they're going to fulfill a bonfire too, which is really going to stink. So we're going to take 2 of these from, let's see, a shell. They're going to take the lower shells here, shells there. The lowest is a 2. I'm going to take that. Wow. Huh. That really hurts. All right, so now They're going to Bonfire because they're going to get this one here because they had seven of the Bonfires. Oh boy. And they're going to get that 5-1-2. Here we go. If I can't help it. I have no resources. That's the problem. Huh. Yeah, I have a resource problem. I have a big resource problem. What's my thought process here? I don't necessarily know what to do. I only have certain things I can get to over here. I've kind of done my bonfires, so I could get more of the guys. I also want to get these guys on the portals because it gives you more points. I want this one to get here because I'm going to get 2, 3, 4 points. If I get here, that'd be 4 points for having this guy on there. Maybe I do that. But I like the idea of traveling on my boat, getting more of these guys. I like that idea, actually. Let me move my boat. So I'm going to go ahead and move from this island to over here. All right, so I'm going to use this one here as a double resource. I'll pay one of these to get one of these guys. They go in my starting spot. And I'll just get them on my bonfires. I think that's what I'm going to kind of push towards. We'll call it there for that one. Huh. Oh, I get +2 for this one because I have that card. Okay. All right. AI takes their turn. All right, so this is going to stink. They're going to take this action where they would take one of these bonfire tiles. They cannot. They fulfilled the task already, so they're going to get 3 points. All right, so that goes away. We're down to the last 2 turns of the game. All right, so I need a card. I need resources for said cards. So the problem is I want to have one more of these bonfires. That can help me. I need a resource though. I'm going to do 2 of these. This is really going to hurt because it's not going to do too much for me that's useful. I'm going to use these 2 to move this 1, 2 spaces. It's going to give me, wait, I need all 3. I need all 3. Dang it. I need all 3 to get to this gold. The gold is going to give me, it's going to give me a gold. Ooh, actually, I don't even want to do that. Oh. Yeah, I do. I'm going to have to do it. So I'll go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all right. It's going to be that. So I'm going to pay the 3. Get the path action. And then also a gold. Oh, that's terrible, Jeremy. Jeremy. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so that goes to him. Oh, that's terrible. All right, they got to take the path. They can't take one. they're going to get 3 points. 17. My last action for the game is going to be this. I'm going to pay 2 of these tiles. What was I thinking? Oh, you know what I was thinking, and I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Now I don't really have. Oh, well, I can do it this way. All right, so I'll pay these 2 resources, these 2 tiles to equal 1 card action. And then I'll pay a gold and 1 of these blues to grab 1 of these. And this is why I'm doing it. I take this card. I now have my 6th card, which is 1 of these. And now I get to place it. There's not much that's exciting at this point. Yeah, there's just not much exciting here for me at this point. So I'll just place it on here, get 1 of these that matches this or whatever. There's no matching bonfire there. Oh, well, you know what? Instead of that, I'll get this action. Oh, I can't have another neutral on there, huh? Yeah, so I'll just take that. That's fine. Their last action. They're gonna kick my butt, by the way, guys. All right. All right, here we go. They're gonna grab another 1 of these, and this is unfortunate because they are going to grab the last one there. And they can just put it here. Okay. All right. That's the end of the butt kicking. Here we go. So now we're just going to go down the end game here. It really hurts. Here we go. So we're going to count our bonfires. We're going to count our bonfires across. I have a total of 12, 16. All right, so 16. 16 and 15 is 31. They have a total of 8, 11, 19, what's that? 24, 27. 27. 7, yeah, 44. Okay. All right, so bonfires are taken care of. For each of the guardians next to a bonfire, neither one of us do, but what would happen is if I had traveled one of my guys on here, you get points that are on the sides here, and it goes to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the side. Total inefficient game here, buddy. All right. All right. 2 for each portals in adjacent to a bonfire. So I have a portals adjacent to a bonfire. I have 2, 4, 6. All right, so I'll get 6 for that. 37. This is probably going to be one of my worst games. And then they have all 7, so that's 14 more. They have 58. 58. Oh, Lord, Jeremy. Okay. For each of your past tiles showing a crystal, showing the same color. Now, this is actually an issue. I'm going to go ahead and do mine first, though. I get 2 points, 4 points. I get 4 points for that. 1. So I get 41. Now, the AI, here's the thing. The way these get placed is just how they come in, okay? They don't get placed efficiently. So if I was grabbing one of these tiles and I was the AI, if I was a player, I would try to grab one that matches the bonfires that I'm grabbing. This one just does it randomly. So if they match up, they match up. They don't have any. So yeah, this is a blue, this is gold, this is gold, this is red, blue and gold, gold, red. Oh, they have one right here. They have 1, so that's 2 points for them. Okay, 4 points for each of your common tasks. They got 4, 12. I mean, 4, 8, 12, 20, 22. All right, I got the 4 for that one, 4 for the 7 tiles, and then 4 for this one. That's 8. So 49. Okay. And then 3 points for each fate tile. They don't have fate tiles. I have 6, 5. 1 point for any 2 action tiles. I only have 1. 2 points per resources. I don't have any. Oh man, I should have grabbed more of these cards. More of these cards. I could have got a point for each card I had. And that's the final score. That's the final score. A hearty 55 to 72. Okay, 72. That's if I got that all right and stuff like that. So that's Bonfire in a nutshell. As you can see, you want to have more of these guys next to your bonfires. You also want to have paths that match what you're adding as you do. So you want a combination of kind of putting this all together and it fits like a puzzle so that you can score the most points. You really want to kind of create the path, have the portals that match it, and they all go together so you get more combos for your points. Truly a felled game. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this here. So this is the solo mode for Bonfire. Now there's a lot to like, and then there's some things I find anticlimactic, I guess. First of all, sorry I played so poor on stream. I always play poor on stream. I have to work at being greater on stream just because I'm trying to explain so much and I'm not necessarily, going too hard here. I'm not the best player anyway, guys. That's no excuses. So the thing I do like is that we do have an AI deck. We have an AI deck. Need to have the AI deck. The AI deck is easy. Once you do know the cards, though, since it's such a small deck, you start to go like, all right, I know this turn is possible that's left in the deck, so therefore I'll do X. Like I know X is going to come, so therefore I'll do Y, because I know that I may not have an opportunity to do it before, the game ends. And these are things that you have to consider. You may like that, you may not, because this is also a timer for the game. So you kind of know, hey, I'm going to go through this 4 times. I kind of don't want to go through it 4 times. I want to try to trigger the end game, so I have time to like let it go, to finish and just kind of say I'm done. The AI is going to keep going, so that's important. I don't know. I thank them for this, but at the same time, it's like, already I know what actions are coming. So after I play this maybe, 5, 6 times solo, I might already kind of have an idea of how I want to beat this thing, and it might be pretty easy. I worry about that. The cool thing is that there's a lot of options. So all these tasks, there's quite a few in the box, these tasks, and you're going to mix those up every time. So the islands are going to be different every time. That just comes to really efficiency, how you do this stuff. This is really a heavy efficiency game. As you know, fell games are like that. So don't worry about that replay part coming out. It's just something that you need to consider, that you know that you're going to have a lot to play with. And they're going to be shuffled amongst the islands. They're not going to be in the same spot. So even if you know what they are, you're going to have to deal with that. Another thing that's really cool is how these fate tiles land. You take those fate tiles that come out randomly when you place them out there, and you got a little puzzle to deal with them. I love that kind of thing. To have that option. Then you're sitting here kind of, kind of figuring out how you're going to make these things link up. And like I said before, there's even tiles that reward you for making them in a certain formation. So that's really, really cool. But sometimes you can just end up with muck like mine that I had there. Don't be like me. But this didn't like the one big one here, and I'll just go back over, which makes this so anticlimactic, is the AI's pursuit here. So what they try to do, and they do it with little effort, which is what you want in the AI. They don't have to worry about resources, is they build this without thinking about resources. So they want 5 of these to kind of match this. They want to have all their paths here, and then they also want to get those little portals in between. And they automatically grant bonfires. The things that they don't do, they don't care about resources, so they kind of have this freedom to move forward faster than you do. There's just a lot of these little things here, and like I said before, they don't try to match these. So as you get better at the game, you already made no, hey, I know they're not going to get, they don't get better at this. So you may want to amp it up a level, because I just feel like after you learn this stuff for a while, you'll be kind of beating up the AI, and it kind of would stink if you were buying this for a solo only purchase. So maybe one thing you want to do, they do have a handicap in here to kind of help, but you may also want to, when you get these tiles, you may just want to line them up. Like you have to kind of do yours in order. I would tell you, take the AI tiles as you grab these off of here and put them wherever they would want to give them the most points. You're going to be up against a serious competitor at that point, but it may be something that you have to do to step your game up, because a lot of people are very good at these fell games. This is actually my first one that I own, so I just want to let you know about that. Overall, the quality of the components is fine. I don't think you have to worry about that. Everything seems to fit. These pieces here are pretty chunky that you want. The tiles, nothing's flimsy at all. You may or may not want to sleeve these. They're pretty thick on their own. You're not shuffling them a ton because this deck right here, you're going to be shuffling it maybe once. You're going to be shuffling it once the whole game, maybe twice. But overall, I like the game. I was actually kind of not okay with the game about a week ago. Started playing it, and I was just like, yeah, not bad at all. Not necessarily game of the year stuff, but it is a good Feld. I think for people who like Feld, this is going to be one of his better ones, I think, for the fans of him as a designer. This is my first one, so I'm going to keep this around for a while. We'll table it next year, as I kind of do with my collection. We'll see how it goes next year. But with that, I think if you don't have any questions, I'm going to leave it right here, party people. Thank you so much for joining me for Solo Sunday. Next week, I will go back to Atlantis for a game of Atlantis Rising with all the new components from the Kickstarter. And I'm so excited because I love that game. And they added more fun to the game, and I'm ready to play it with you. I got so close to winning last time we played this. I mean, it was so close. It came down to the last tile. So, it came down to the last tile. It was so close. Then I found out from the publisher I could have possibly won. I gave up one turn too early. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing you. All right, party people, you take care and have a wonderful day.